The movie opens with a flashback set hundreds of years ago in Japan. A beautiful woman wearing a kimono is seen running through a bamboo forest. It's unclear who is chasing her, but she runs desperately, glancing over her shoulder repeatedly with a large pregnant belly slowing her down. Eventually, she collapses to the ground, exhausted. Her pursuer is revealed to be an older man in samurai armor, none other than her own father. Without any hint of mercy, the samurai points his katana directly at his daughter, who writhes on the ground in pain from her pregnancy. Just as he is about to strike her down, a group of mysterious men dressed in gray robes, also armed with swords, intervene. A fierce battle erupts between the old samurai and the robed men. The samurai, though skilled, finds himself overwhelmed after taking down several of his attackers. Meanwhile, something strange begins happening to his daughter. Unable to bear the intense pain, she starts clutching her rapidly swelling stomach. Her abdomen bulges unnaturally, and something within seems to be trying to break free. To everyone's shock, a child is born, its body covered in spider-like webbing. The horror escalates when the newborn grows into an adult man within mere seconds. This man, bald, muscular, and marked with a spider symbol on his head, is Kodeni, the story's main villain. Kodeni grabs a sword from one of his loyal followers and mercilessly plunges it into his own mother's heart, killing her instantly. He then decapitates the old samurai who had fought to prevent his birth. The scene transitions to the modern day. In the same bamboo forest, a young man with spiky hair reminiscent of Goku runs, frantically pursued by a group of men in gray suits. One of them catches up and takes him down, leaving him cornered. In a desperate move, the young man himself, ending his life. The group's leader contacts their superior, who is none other than the demon Kodeni. Kodeni, now trapped in the aging body of a human, is searching for a microchip that the young man was carrying. However, the group fails to find the chip on the corpse. Unbeknownst to them, the microchip had been hidden on the young man's ear, which was carried away by rats just before his body was burned. Days later, the Japanese police investigate the scene, discovering the young man's charred remains. The lead investigator, Commissioner Fujiwara, uncovers the microchip attached to the severed ear. Further investigation reveals the victim's identity. He was a programmer who created a game called Dark Bushido. Ironically, the studio behind Dark Bushido is owned by none other than Kodeni himself. Without hesitation, Fujiwara orders his team to bring Kodeni to the police station by any means necessary. The scene shifts to a swimming pool in France. A beautiful Japanese woman named Akemi is preparing to dive into the pool. Not far from her, two men are admiring her striking appearance. The first is Marco, the athletic and handsome protagonist of the story, accompanied by his skinny, talkative friend Nadir. Moments later, Akemi heroically saves a young boy who nearly drowns after recklessly jumping from a great height. That boy turns out to be Marco's younger brother, Leonardo. Thanks to Leonardo's mischief, Marco and Nadir get a chance to meet Akemi and exchange pleasantries. Back in Japan, Fujiwara and his team successfully bring Kodeni to the interrogation room without resistance. Everyone suspects Kodeni of being involved in the programmer's death. However, the interrogation does not go smoothly as Kodeni remains silent, refusing to utter a single word. Moments later, chaos erupts in the interrogation room. Kodeni seizes a weapon from one of Fujiwara's men and begins shooting everyone around him. Witnessing his men being killed, Fujiwara cannot stand idly by. Oddly, Kodeni neither dodges nor fights back as Fujiwara points a gun at him, almost as if he wants to be killed. Sure enough, after Fujiwara shoots Kodeni in the head, Kodeni's spirit begins to emerge from his aging body. Soon after, Fujiwara is thrown into a vision where he encounters his ancestor, the very same old samurai who tried to stop Kodeni centuries ago. The samurai reveals the truth behind the chaos. He explains that in the past, a great war threatened to destroy the Fujiwara clan. As the clan's leader, he was forced to summon a demonic entity from hell, the war demon Kodeni, who originally appeared as a giant monster. A few days after Kodeni helped the Fujiwara clan achieve victory, the samurai attempted to banish him back to his realm. However, the prayers inscribed on the samurai sword could not be erased. It turns out that Kodeni had tampered with a ritual, determined to conquer the human world. This is why the demon Kodeni possessed the princess's womb, ensuring his rebirth in human form. The ancestor instructs Fujiwara's bloodline to kill any princess who might carry Kodeni's reincarnated spirit in the future. As reinforcements arrive, the samurai's vision fades away. Back in France, Marco and Nadir visit a video game store to buy a birthday gift for Marco's brother, Leonardo. A heated argument breaks out between Nadir and the store owner when Nadir tries to purchase a copy of Dark Bushido 2, a game that is not yet available for sale. Fortunately, Marco intervenes to de-escalate the situation and they flee the store. On the way home, Marco expresses his disappointment in Nadir's behavior, which ruined his attempt to get a birthday gift for Leonardo. Unbeknownst to Marco, Nadir has secretly stolen a copy of Dark Bushido 2. While Marco was grappling with the store owner, the two burst into laughter, thrilled to have gotten a copy of the unreleased Dark Bushido 2 for free. Back in Japan, Fujiwara visits one of his subordinates who is analyzing the mysterious microchip they had found earlier. At the same time, Fujiwara has managed to secure a sample copy of Dark Bushido 2. When they attempt to play the game, the microchip suddenly floats into the air and attempts to attack Fujiwara. The bizarre incident leaves both men more confused than ever about the true nature of the enigmatic chip. Meanwhile, Akemi receives a phone call from her father, who is in Japan. He informs her that he will be visiting her soon. Unbeknownst to Akemi, her father is none other than Fujiwara, who plans to kill her in order to prevent the resurrection of Kodeni. Shortly after ending the call with her father, Akemi begins to feel uneasy. Her sleep is disturbed by a sudden pain in her abdomen. Elsewhere, Kodeni's followers are convinced that their master has found a new host to be reborn. Back in France, Leonardo, Marco's younger brother, is happily engrossed in playing Dark Bushido 2, the game Marco had given him. At first, the game appears to be a typical fighting game, nothing out of the ordinary. However, one playable character bears an uncanny resemblance to the demon Kodeni. Marco, leaving Leonardo to play the game, heads out with Nadir. He brings Nadir to a martial arts gym, encouraging him to train so that he can better protect himself in dangerous situations. Meanwhile, Kodeni's gray-clad followers arrive at a French airport, acting on the orders of Kodeni's spirit, which continues to guide them. Nadir, deciding that martial arts aren't for him, steps outside the gym and accidentally encounters Akemi. Before they can exchange pleasantries, the gray-clad men appear, attempting to abduct Akemi. Fortunately, Akemi demonstrates her impressive martial arts skills, quickly incapacitating one of her attackers. Seizing the opportunity, Nadir rushes to escort Akemi back into the safety of the martial arts gym. Akemi becomes the center of a fierce battle between the gray-clad men and the gym's martial artists. The athletes fight valiantly to protect Akemi, but one by one they are overpowered by the relentless assailants. Their efforts are not in vain, however, as they buy enough time for Marco to escape with Akemi. In their haste, Marco unintentionally leaves Nadir behind in the chaos.